With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, after much talk about who's going to take a knee before the game, this year, no 2019 Super Bowl players kneeled during the anthem on live TV, according to Bustle.com. It wasn't immediately clear whether any players kneeled off screen. Others chose to remain in the locker room. But as far as the camera went, no kneeling. While there was no outwardly visible kneeling, like we said, there was a distinct nod toward the American Civil Rights Movement during the pregame coin toss. I'm sure you saw that. This came by way of Bernice King, Representative John Lewis, and former UN Ambassador Andrew Young, all who were present, in each of them figures of social justice and civil rights icons. And that was a big deal with the hashtag Justice for All. But during the national anthem, something else was really interesting because Gladys Knight sang Star Spangled Banner. And as far as we could tell, at least, watching at home, everyone stood. But Reuters reports that her rendition of the anthem at the Super Bowl caused a big headache for one sports betting company after the singer extended the end of the song, the length of which had drawn intense wagering interest. So
indeed.
Listen to this, and I'll show you the end of the song, the big crescendo. But BetOnline.ag had set the length of the song, which ends with the word brave, at 1 minute and 50 seconds. And Knight completed singing the word at 1 minute and 49 seconds. But
she held that note.
After a pause, she sang it again. She sang the word again, and according to the reports, Now this might be a little wonky here. According to reports, it was then clocked in at 1 minute 53 seconds. But if you hear it, it's actually much longer than that. While some companies chose to pay out the over and others on the under, BetOnline.ag said they'd pay out on both sides, losing an estimated 6 figures on the bet, according to the company.
What a great sponsor.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, they really said, you know what, we want to be fair about this. They said the money wagered on the length of the national anthem is by far the largest pregame prop bet, far exceeding the coin toss and others combined. So here is the moment, according to them. So here's the moment that really screwed them up.
And the home of the
To the Braves.
Pay it out.
This is a tight formation. Man, that looked good.
So they said, you know what? You're both right, and we'll take the loss.
Someone should have done a commercial with the Pips. All sitting.
Just waiting.
Just bummed out. Watching the game.
What are you doing today?
Yeah, like some funny, the self-deprecating thing is, God, you're talking about the beginning. Was it John Lewis you were talking about at the beginning, civil rights?
Oh, sorry. I figured you
that?
said big game. I thought it was Brian.
Say that.
Yeah, that was Rep. John Lewis.
Was he a different guy than the guy who thought Bermuda was going to capsize? Was that a different guy?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh, you can find. I don't know if it's the same guy. You can look for it. It was. There's this great. Anyway, did I make that up, or is that the same guy?
You're thinking of Georgia's Hank Johnson.
Oh,
who thought
Still
Guam
Georgia.
was going to capsize.
Is Guam still there? Is it doing okay?
It's a different guy.
We're still good with Guam.
Yeah, he literally wanted to know if it was going to capsize. If we put too many troops on it.
Oh, well.
All right, sorry, different guy. Sorry,
So,
John.
a lot of Super Bowl talk, and notice we've gone this long. Nobody's mentioned the halftime show, really, because there wasn't a ton to talk about. I have some clips from it, if you're interested. Maroon 5 headlined the Super Bowl halftime show as advertised. No special guests other than Travis Scott and Big Boy.
Not interested.
Yeah, they opened with Harder to Breathe. They went into This Love. They did some stuff with the Chinese lanterns. Then a SpongeBob clip came on TV, and that introduced Travis Scott as he appeared sort of out of a meteor shower. I have all these clips.
I
don't know.
Fine.
If you care.
It was
fine.
Totally fine. Like
You won if you're spending that kind of money on the Super Bowl halftime show.
Then I actually did like the Big Boy entrance. Do we have that? This is in the spirit of fun. He gets out of this giant Cadillac with his mink on and walks up onto the stage. I believe he is singing along with this track. People love this song. The other thing I respect is
he singing along with himself,
I
or
think
how's
so.
that work?
I think it's just the track and he's singing along. But to Adam Levine's credit, I'd actually love to hear a clip of Adam Levine. I think we have a couple. Yes, because and you tell me, it sounds like he's singing live. Nobody ever sings live at these things, but I would love.
The bar is low.
But for a falsetto to sing live at an event this big, to me it sounded like he was singing live. I respected it.
To me,
pull up one of the
you're
clips.
damning with faint praise. He probably did sing live, which is admirable, I suppose, in today's day and age. But he's a musician.
Yeah, but they never do it. They never do it. Of course, he didn't exactly have a big dance break or being flown in from the ceiling. But here's a little bit of what he sounded like.
I thought he sounded good.
Turn up.
Feels right waiting for my horn.
Come on, Max.
Feel like it take me away and make it okay. I swear I'll behave.
Oh, the nip slip. Took his shirt off. Everybody loved it.
I put on a show. I'll make it. You say I'm a kid and my ego is big. And I don't give a shit. Take me by the tongue and I know you're it. Kiss me till you're drunk and I'll show you all that. And I've got the move. Yeah!
So he's singing, which is cool. A lot of people, there was talk of, are the Rolling Stones going to come out for this song? Even we talked about it. They did not. So, everyone you saw is everyone you got. And that was the big halftime show. Adam Levine posted a message after the Super Bowl with some of his thoughts. He put this up on Instagram. He said, let's see here. When we accepted the responsibility to perform the Super Bowl halftime show, I took up my pen and just wrote. Some of the words that came to me in that moment eventually made their way
bread, butter, milk, eggs
onto the incredible lanterns that flew high and low. It says One Love, even though I thought it was for Pepsi One, but that's just me. We thank the universe for this historic opportunity to play the world's biggest stage. We thank our fans for making our dreams possible. We thank our critics for always pushing us to do better. One love. And he wrote out the list of words that inspired him. Bread and eggs did not make the cut.
There's a list of words.
I will read them quickly for you. This is all on his one Instagram post. Forgive, laugh, cry, smile, share, live, endure, embrace, remember, enlighten, preserve, inspire, sweat.
I'd jump in with a douchebag about now, but
Douchebag.
I was talking to Jimmy.
Defenestrate.
Jimmy's
Hurry.
Jimmy's a real celebrity, and so he says things to me. We had Billy, the little boy Billy, was playing on the sitting on the pool table and just throwing the balls, and the kids love throwing the balls into the hole. They do it. It's such a weird thing. And by the way, we, in the world of girl guy, it's a guy thing. They sit. I mean, I don't know what's Billy's. Not even 2. I don't think he's sitting on the table and he's just throwing the balls into the holes. Jimmy's just feeding him the balls. He's loving it. The girls have no interest in this. They love girls like pool and stuff, but not this weird innate super. You can't understand what pool is, but doing this. And we're watching Adam Levine, and he went, Adam. And I went, no, I was in a warehouse all day with cars. And he goes, I thought maybe he did. He's like, he's a Valley guy. He's a big K-Rock fan and a big Man Show fan. And I'm like,
He must be a great guy.
Okay, yeah.
He's my John Mayer. The question I want to ask God, is Adam Levine a douchebag?
Yeah, well, I guess he liked K-Rock, and I guess he liked... I guess he liked the Man Show.
Got to count for something.
So he's a great guy.
So he's obviously
Love that guy.
Love that guy.
Now, in different football news, we didn't cover this because I didn't know, we didn't have an answer yet of what was going to happen, but now we do. So the fan who shined a laser at Tom Brady.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Did the Rams just play their worst statistical offensive game?
maybe the worst statistical offensive game in Super Bowl history.
I mean, they punted like the first 8 times they got the ball.
Yeah. For a juggernaut of an offense, man, Todd Gurley really meant a lot to that team when he was healthy, obviously, in retrospect.
Yeah, but they they played the Cowboys and they ran their other running back and he got 135 yards. Like, and Owen Gurley got 120 or whatever. But you know what? Like, Belichick and the thing that's always crazy about. So here's what the Patriots do. As I was yelling at everyone around me, they finished the season defensively in like the lower third against runs or whatever. Or maybe ranked 21st in run defense or something. And then you go play them in the Super Bowl and you can't run the ball. How does the team that I don't know where they finished off this year, but traditionally their defense is. They're good. Like, they do smart things, but they don't stop the run. Like, you should be able to run on them during the season, but not in the Super Bowl you can't.
And you talk about, like, only the Patriots or things that always kind of break in their favor. They, this year especially, have done a really bad job defending the pass against running backs. Like, running backs who catch out of the backfield, tear them up all year long. And there would have been a bad matchup against the Saints. Alvin Kamara would have had a field day. But, of course, C.J. Anderson just doesn't have that in his repertoire. And without Todd Gurley, there wasn't a weapon in their arsenal.
Yeah.
You couldn't exploit the one major weakness of their defense.
No, and I'll tell you...
But only the Patriots match up with the one team they match up well against.
And I'll tell you the other thing they do, the Patriots, they blitz. I know everyone else is scared, but they send people all the time, and it just disrupts the quarterback. Test. Oh, he had to release it earlier, and he wanted to, and it just, sorry.
Oh, speaking of this, I finished the Gladiator series about Aaron Hernandez.
Oh.
And
Is he still guilty?
He's still guilty. He's still not well. But the way everything wraps up is a really deep dive into the NFL, into CTE, and it's really interesting. And it doesn't really feel like the Boston Globe is taking a stance. I mean, because they even say, we've dissected a lot of brains from NFL players, and there are no other murderers. So they're not doing a one-to-one, but they really, really end with a lot of information on CTE, and I really recommend this series. It's only 6 episodes.
Okay.
All right. So the fan who shined a laser at Tom Brady has reportedly been caught and banned from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, according to Yahoo News. And you're seeing what it looked like.
In the previous game.
Yeah. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports that the fan who shined the laser on the Patriots quarterback during the AFC Championship game has been identified, apprehended, and banned for life after a tweet from a KC television station showed, the laser messing with Tom Brady. Police initially wanted to cite the fan with disorderly conduct, but Schefter reports that the Chiefs officials pushed for a harsher punishment and said he's not ever welcome back here. And apparently, they reported that the military personnel reached out to Brady to inform him that the laser shined near his face could cause irreversible eye damage. Mm-hmm. Taking this very seriously.
Yeah. When he rolls off a Giselle onto one of his 6 rings, I'll explain that to him. Okay. Hey, here's what could have happened, you bros. At
age 41.
It's so sad. When they beat my Rams, I thought to myself at the time, good. Good. I like the Patriots. The plucky little Patriots. I thought, good, let them win one. They've always been sort of snake-bit franchise, never done well in the Super Bowl. We're embarrassed by Bears and blah, blah, blah. And, boy.
Look what you've done.
But this is, I don't know. McVay took all the lost credit or blame.
That's fair.
I guess he had a quarterback that didn't really feel completely comfortable. And you're playing the Patriots. I don't know. It's 3rd and 3. Just hand the ball off 2 times and keep it, or do a fake punt or anything. Also, I don't like deferring on the kickoff. It's like you're saying to your guys, we don't want the ball. And he was right. They would have had to punt the 9 times in a row instead of 8. But, I mean, it's like, I know there's a thing where it's like you're nervous and you want to put your defense out on the field. But and Brady did throw a pick, but they were marching. I mean, why are you giving the ball to the Patriots to begin a Super Bowl?
Don't give the ball to the Hall of Famer who's been there 8 times.
Right. All right, one more.
Sure. Well, one more.
1.5.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't want to end on a super sad note, but switching gears here, 5 people were killed and 2 others were injured when a small plane crashed into a home in Orange County on Sunday. So, Orange County, California, is in Yorba Linda. Authorities say...
I know, that is where Mike Liz.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's where Mike August lives.
Did he know about this?
He's like literally past it as they're driving. I mean, let's see, Mike.
Adam texted him, said, "You okay?" And he replied, said, "Can do."
Sure.
Mike's in Yorba Linda. Mike said, and Doreen, his wife, they showed up at like 3, I think. This thing must have happened at like 12:30 or 1:30 or something. He said it like was going down. What time? Sorry.
It was like 1:45 or 2. It was in that range.
Okay, so it took them an hour to get to. It was like happening. They said I drove past, saw this. I don't know how far this was from Mike's house, or they saw it from the freeway or up the street, or
You could see the smoke plume from a ways off. I was about a quarter of a mile away at like Michael's or something, and I came out and said, "What's going on?" Because the sirens had been going the whole time I was there.
Wow!
And they pointed, and you could see the smoke plume.
So I was she didn't know if anyone was in the house or whatever, and I was like going. She said, "Well, there's people home for a Super Bowl party or whatever." And I said, "Well, maybe they went to a Super Bowl party, but no."
Well, here's what happened. Authorities say a twin-engine Cessna took off from the Fullerton Municipal Airport and crashed into a residential neighborhood about 12 miles away. The pilot was the only person on board. He was killed. 4 people were at home when the home burst into flames. They were killed. And then 2 other people were taken to the hospital with burns. The cause of the crash is under investigations, but neighbors said that they saw basically a midair explosion, and these were just falling pieces at that point. So it's not like it took an intact nosedive into the house, according to witnesses.
Wow.
It said it disintegrated midair before wreckage rained down on the neighborhood.
All right, one more happy.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, this is happy for some people, but I don't know. I've mentioned this to Brian, and he didn't seem thrilled.
Oh, boy.
90210, it's coming back. Tori Spelling confirmed the news on Access Live. She said, "It's the OG crew back together, and we're playing heightened versions of ourselves." Now, this is weird. The fans will be pleasantly surprised, she says, because we'll intercut that with scenes from the show. So it'll be a whole ensemble cast.
Did you and I talk about this, or Christy and I talk about
We
this?
did. It almost seems like it's going to be sort
like
of a
part
behind
reality
the
show,
scenes.
part show.
Yeah, it really it seems very odd. But Jenny Garth, Ian Ziering, Brian Austin Green, Jason P.
Oh, they're not doing
Priestley.
anything? They're available?
They have a little time.
Well, you should hope, like a boy band, that you don't have that sort of Justin Timberlake or whoever take off, and then
Right.
you never get to be the band again.
Right.
You should hope for this if you're that, right?
I'm trying to think. Is there a breakout star, like a still going breakout? Ian Ziering would be the closest thing.
Well,
right?
Luke Perry's on Riverdale, on the show Riverdale right now.
I couldn't tell you that.
But was it Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys were in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, but which one of them just has they have like another #1 hit after 20 years? Like they got the band back together. Chris, I'm sure you know off the top of your head. Boy band aficionado. So yeah, everything old is new again, and we can all start watching 90210 like the old days.
Mark Paul Gosselaar's coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a big deal?
Saved by the Bell. I loved 90210 when it
was awesome.
Used to play. I would watch that like Melrose Place and all that stuff.
They were the best.
They were the best. Except for I was way too old and have a penis. So.
Oh, that was prime time for a young balding Brian.
Yeah.
I just love.
I had sideburns.
I watched him sort of ironically, but
But it was good. It was very watchable.
yeah, it was very.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
All right,
They're all so cute.
let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
That was the news with Gina Grad.